the J.J. Abrams lens flare. I feel like I'm on Star Trek. Alright, if we're going to do this, let's just do it and be done with it and get it done. Welcome to episode number 1 of Season 4 on Decidedly Vanilla. I'm your host, BJW, and this is my little base area here. I've actually been playing here for, gosh, a couple months now, since the server reset, and I was going to say I haven't recorded any videos, but that's not really true. I did record a first episode. I recorded it in the wrong format for my new software. I'm using DaVinci Resolve now instead of Premiere Pro for all my fun editing of both Let's Plays and my new vlog channel, which maybe I'll put a link down in the description below, because self-promotion is what we do, right, I suppose? But yeah, I've been using DaVinci Resolve, and the thing that happened was, like I said, I recorded an AVI, and it messed up the audio, and it wouldn't go into DaVinci Resolve, and so I just scrapped the whole thing. So I just kept playing instead of recording. Right over in this area, that direction, about 100 and some blocks, maybe 150 blocks, is Seahaven. That's the main village center spawn area for, well, not the actual spawn area, it's our main gathering area for season number 4 here. And oh yeah, we got a bunch of new players this season on the server. We have Awuga, who I played with on the previous server, oh gosh, a couple of years ago now. And then we have Germsy and Cirque, who have played with me on The Division, which we just recently restarted as well for Season 2. And we have Whip, who just recently joined, and Ashcrafter's been on for a little while. She's already put out quite a few episodes. And just today, this very day, a gentleman by the name of Smithers Boss, also known as Smitters on the server, just recently joined. And I don't know that he's actually been on the server yet. Another British lad. But he'll be on soon, and we'll, of course, down in the description below, links to everybody's channels and whatnot. But I feel like maybe for this first episode, rather than getting into building very much, I think I'm going to show you guys around to all the interesting things on the server. And oh yeah, if you can't tell, I think I'm going to do this season with shaders. I really like the way this looks. And as you can also tell, the texture pack is a little different. This is my texture pack. I just updated it with some better leaves and a bunch of other little things, and so I'm going to continue to update that. We are in 1.12.2 this season, so I got a new texture pack to work with there. But first, let's, like I said, go around. I'm going to show you kind of all individually the little components I have in my village, and then over at Seahaven, and then some other stuff that's been built in the server so far. And rather than just walk around and talk a lot, I'm going to go to each spot individually real quick and just do it as a quick montage. This is the villager trading hall. We've got librarians and leather workers, and just about every kind of possible villager you could possibly think about is in there somewhere. And then we have these guys that are jumping around in the villager storage area. I have a villager breeder that's way over that way, about 115 blocks, and we have to store them here until they can be assessed and either encouraged to be recycled or put into the trading hall for use. And here we have the villager breeder. If I can get over this guy, there we go. Looks like this needs to be culled a little bit. I didn't realize this was quite so full. Sorry, guys. Yeah, good old typical villager breeder. And here we have our mob farm in the sky. Oh, I only have one left. But you know, I would get up here and show you guys what this looks like and how this actually works, but I'm actually going to be tearing this down for the most part and replacing it over at my new base, which I'll show you here in just a minute. But for the most part, I think this is a pretty unique way of dealing with a mob farm. The spawn area up there is pretty typical, but how it's collected here and uses magma blocks to kill and take care of all the mobs, I think is pretty unique. But anyway, I came up here because I also needed some more rockets. So let's get some rockets and keep going. And here we have the Chick-fil-A, no trademark infringement whatsoever. This is my franchise here, and we've got tons and tons of yummy, yummy chicken in there. And up above the Chick-fil-A, I have a little cozy home that I made here that's not yet quite finished, but you come up here and it's got a little fireplace and a nice little carpet. I just got to do some other stuff up in here at some point. Looks like I also need to... It looks like I need to finish the roof, but actually the roof comes down through right here, and there's a daylight sensor down in the chicken breeder that actually makes it work, so I'll have to figure something else out. I don't know yet what I'm going to do. And here we have the future nice to meet you steak store here with the cow farm breeder/breeder down here. And oh, I got some youngins down there. Let's turn on the... see if I can get down here so you can see it. Hear those poor cows going. But there's got lava blades in there, so they breed up in these little jumping areas. Turn on water that makes them jump. You breed them. They fall down here where they grow up, and the lava blade will kill them. And then you end up with a bunch of meat and yummy leather. I still have to build the elevator that takes it up to the storage up there, but because I'm not using it a ton right now, I'm not too worried about it. I can just place this in there and move on. And here we've got 4 beacons that are working. You can see what they're giving us up in the upper right-hand corner. I think that's haste, bunny jumping, speed, and I forget the other one is. Regeneration, maybe? Something like that. So one of the things I wanted to do in this base is, rather than have a proper storage room, is actually to spread all the things that you typically put in a storage room out into buildings, and so it makes the whole base area kind of storage. And with that in mind, this is the to die for, where I could do all the dye storage with wools, strings, more, and stuff like that. That's what's going to be stored in here, and we'll probably also create some sort of farm. There's actually a flower forest right over there where I can do a fair bit of dye collection. And here we have Picard's food replicator. The idea is you can come in here and grab yourself some carrots or some taters, and then we have one of the lighting glitch food replicators here with a bone meal on 3 sides and an observer block right there. So that observer block sees when you plant something, gets bone mealed, and it's a little hard to tell with the shaders on, unfortunately, but it gets bone mealed and grows, and then the lighting glitch makes it pop off. And we have a bunch of hoppers underneath there that collect it all up and reroute it right back into here, where you can see it's coming back in. So pretty efficient, I think, for the most part. I'm gonna have some of these carrots. And then over here, where I've got my giant spruce tree that grew just relatively recently, we have the Father Wither Worship Hall of Love and Kindness. This is going to be a church, and this stairway to heaven right here, oddly enough, right next to the church, will be going up to a massive church, or a massive castle that's going to be built up on this hillside that'll kind of wrap around, and then we'll have a big kind of protection wall that gets built over and through here, and that'll kind of close in this end of our base area here. Barium Deep, I'm a Barium Deep Memorial Cemetery, so I'll put a bunch of headstones and stuff in here, making a kind of a cool little cemetery thing. This is my original hut that I built that's got a little bit of storage in it and some bunch of stuff. Oops, let's go ahead and go through here. Got some storage up in here, my bed that I sleep on, and then we have access down to a mining area down there, early storage, things like that. It's the first thing I built. And I think I'm going to keep it for a while. One of these days I may actually recycle this and continue to build the front part of the overall castle here. Let's show you this real quick. So you can see the walls I started to build up, and this will be the characteristic that will also be built when I build the castle that goes up this hillside as well. So that'll be kind of cool. Looking forward to that. This is going to be a very medieval area, of course, you can kind of tell, which tends to be the way I typically build. But my second area that I'm going to go show you here in just a minute is going to be very different than this, so I'm kind of excited about that too. And then one of the very early things I built here was actually I found a skelly spawner and a cave spider spawner right next to each other. Hopefully this won't kill me. That's good. The skelly spawner is right over here, and you stand here and it gets it activated and they drop down. You actually can see it right there. So when I turn the lights off, there are lights up in there that keep it turned off, so I don't get a bunch of mobs down here when I don't need to, but I turn that on, they'll drop down in here, I can kill them. There's hoppers underneath here that takes it back and puts it in the sorting, and the same thing with the spiders. I turn it on and they come collect to right there, and then this crushes them and I can kill myself some spiders. But this is my early XP farm. I didn't finish the interior of it. That's something I need to do, is actually finish that someday. Alright, this is the massive spaceship that Corzine built on the last Decidedly Vanilla server. And this was, if you go back and watch some of the first episodes, and I actually participated in it, I just unfortunately lost all the footage for it, but our very first episode was a kind of a fun role play with this ship being crash landed on this planet, and the only surviving being on the planet was Cirque. when he started on the server, which was a lot of fun. So I encourage you, I might put a couple links down below to some of those episodes that people talk about the ship. But Core's working on uncovering it all, because it was sort of put in here using, I think, MC Edit or something like that. But he's uncovering it and going to turn it into a museum. So that's pretty fun. Let's head over here to Seahaven. All right, here we are coming into Seahaven. We have a little clock tower that Pixel built, I believe, and then a couple of different homes that are in here. I'm not sure exactly who built this. Holy cow, someone has been doing some serious farming over here. This was new. This looks great. Whoever did this, I like it a lot. So we have some more farming pieces over here. Yeah, I'm not sure who actually built all this. I wish I could say, but I don't know who's been doing all the work. I do know Cirque did this. Is our little Thanksgiving holiday truck, food truck. You can come in here and get yourself some chickens and some pies and enjoy yourself a little Thanksgiving. And then I'm not sure, somebody built this turkey on top of it. I don't think that was Cirque. That was somebody else. But the giant turkey on top of the Thanksgiving food truck. Yeah, awesome. Enchanting station, early enchanting station. The Professional Brian Agency. I'm not sure why we need a Professional Brian Agency. Brian kits, 1 emerald payment below. What's a Brian kit? Brian. I have no idea what this means. Sorry. Oh, there's KB's beacon and iron shop. Do we have any beacons? No, I don't see any in there. We got some down in here. That's kind of cool. We got iron. We've got an iron farm. So speaking of iron farm. This was built. This is the original spawn area for the map, and they built a villager breeder over here and a couple of other things when they built the iron farm. And it's one of the first things that's been on the server, and it has produced a fair bit of iron. In fact, let's go see how much we got in here really quick. I don't need any right now because I've already got quite a bit of it. That is annoying. There we go. Got some iron. That's not too much right there. So we must have. Yeah, not too bad. We got a couple of double chests in here of a little more than that. Iron blocks. Iron farm. This is the ongoing nether hub that KB, I think, has been working most significantly on. And unfortunately, the shaders don't work very well in the nether, but I think it was just to Nash's base. Oh yeah, we have the Guardian farm. I'll show you that in a little bit. We have Germ's base, Nash's base, and Cirque's base are all kind of off that portal over there. My portals are over in that location. Guardian farm, stuff like that. But let's go down here to the train station. So down here is the train station that Pixel and KB have been working on a good bit. And it was just recently expanded, so now we have a bunch of new stations on this side. Or I guess overall this is a station. What would you call these? Tracks? Yeah, those are tracks that are going to go off in that direction. But so you click it, for instance, on the iron farm, you click that button there, come over, click on this guy, and you're off to the iron farm. I don't really need to go to the iron farm, though. But there's a lot of other things that are in here. So this is a reset if you click the wrong one. So for instance, I hit Seahaven. I don't really want to go to Seahaven. I can just reset it really quick and it should turn everything off. Yep, all good. We got a blaze spawner, iron farm, Nashville, but Nashville, not the actual Nashville. We got the shipwreck that Pixel built. That might be fun to go look at as well. We got a Wither Skelly farm actually that works really well. End portals, we got a couple of different end portals in place. Page's place of bases, and there's to my base going that direction. And then we've got lots of other people who are going to be putting in connections to their bases and their portals and whatnot. So this is kind of a cool little train station, little central hub for access to the entire server. Holy cow, look at the size of this thing. Is this Nash's? Is she doing this? I think she is, because this is her house. She definitely has a style that is her own, I think, for the most part. And she built a couple of, she called them piston houses at spawn that were really neat. And so I think this must be her little base over here. I'm not sure where Germsy and Cirque's bases are over here. But this is supposed to go to all three of their spots. So they got to be someplace nearby. Oh, here we go. I figured it out. That's Nash's portal there, but then this is just a single branch that comes off the main hub that goes this way, but then you can go off to Cirque's Ragin Shahar, which is a pretty cool desert base he's got going on there. You should definitely go check out some of his videos. He's got a pretty cool base going on. And then Germ's portal is right here, clearly. Here we have a big slime farm. Look at this. What do the shaders do to this slime? Look at that reflection. It's like glass. That is awesome. I didn't know that these shaders did that. That is really pretty cool. Anyway, this is the slime farm. I wonder if I can get a better look at it over here. Yeah, so you might be able to see it. It's a double slime farm. It's got the full height going all the way up here. Let's see how much slime we've got down here right now. Pretty good. People have been hitting it. This has been a lot fuller in the past. And then we also have a sugarcane farm that's doing pretty well, I think. You can actually sit here in AFK, and both of these are working. And I'll show you through our little back door here. There's 8 of these bays that are currently working. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 down there. And it would be really easy to expand it double to the other side if for some reason we didn't have enough of this. But the whole idea behind this, of course, is that we need it for our rockets. And here's the end portal to our ender in the end. And before I show you that, let's go up here really quick. We do have 3 of the end portals that you get when you kill the dragon. Wow, this is really interesting in the shaders. I don't think I've been in the end with these shaders on yet. We have 3. We have one over there, another one you can kind of see right there, and then a third one over there. But we have several more dragon fights that we are going to do with the idea of building a giant end hub. I think Pix and I have talked a little bit about it, and so hopefully we'll have a chance to do that pretty soon. But this is an ender that I built pretty much by myself as my second kind of really big project out here, and this thing works really pretty efficiently. This is going to be really loud, so I'm going to turn this down in post. But the idea is that you've got a sharpness 5, sweeping edge 3 sword with mending, and you can come in here and with one swipe kill them all, or pretty close anyway, and get tons and tons of XP. So this works really quickly. You can go from 0 to 30 XP in a minute and 25 seconds, and it doesn't take that many swings to do it. So let's go up here really quick, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Hopefully you can kind of see it. It might be a little dark, it's a little hard to tell, but these are the towers that come down. And you can see the pads that are up here. These are the spawn pads on both sides. And they're about half the size that they could be. But this already puts so many Endermen down here that we can't really keep up at all. So there's not much point in expanding it, making it even bigger. But if you come down here, this is where we have the Ender Pearl storage. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... There's 12 double chests of ender pearls right now that are completely full. So we also have an overflow there that just spits them all out to the side. You can kind of hear it going when I... There you go. You can hear it kind of in the background. That's the overflow kicking in. Lots and lots of ender pearls. All right, I got 2 areas to show you first before we go down to the new base area. And the first one is the Guardian Farm, and the next one is the Squid Ink Farm. But here, the Guardian Farm, well, I hesitate to call it a Guardian Farm because clearly it's not done yet. We've been working on putting down sand for a couple of weeks now, and I just kind of do it in fits and spurts. I'll do it for a day or 2 and work on it pretty frequently, but then I have to give it a little bit of a break, because one of the interesting things about this world is that it is a custom generated world. We changed a lot of the settings that are available to us in vanilla terrain generation, and one of the things is that the ocean is at 79 elevation instead of 64, and so Guardian Farms, or the Guardian Temples, still spawn down at 39 or something like that. So we made our lives really difficult by adding an extra 15 blocks that we have to clean out for this. So it has been a pain in the neck, but hopefully we're going to have some people working on it the rest of this week and maybe over the weekend, and we may actually get to the point where this is at least cleared out so that Cirque can start on his infamous Cirque Guardian Farm. And lastly, here we are at the Squid Farm. This was something I needed to do because part of my new base area that I'm going to be working on is going to have a combination of the Guardian Farm blocks, so mostly the, that dark prismarine. I need a bunch of dark prismarine. And so just getting dark prismarine out of that temple, there's not going to be a whole lot left. So I'm going to have to be able to craft it. And a major component to that is going to be a squid ink, because that's what you use to color the stuff with. So this is actually a pretty efficient working squid farm. If I sit here and stand here and it's working and it's proper efficiency, there's some weirdness about how squids spawn on the server. Sometimes you have to go back to spawn and get them going again before the squid farms start working, because we've got one here and Cirquid has one at his base that's actually very similar in scale and size. But if this thing's working efficiently and properly, I can get about a chest full every 10 to 15 minutes, which is pretty solid. So you can kind of see down there, it's your typical squid farm. The difference here is that we can go all the way up to 79 at the top of the spawn area instead of only 64. So we got quite a bit more space, and it works really, really efficiently. So I decided to build a little kind of temple structure over it. So hopefully you like this. It's kind of cool. It's one of the few things that I've actually put the time in so far on the server to make look nice. The base, my current medieval base, of course, is very much in flux. But yeah, there you go. There's the squid farm. All right, so here we are at the new base area. This is a little ice road that I built from my old base. You saw a little bit of it at the Guardian farm. So the Guardian farm is about 1/3 of the way down to my new base area. So part of the thing is I wanted this to be able to be basically a straight shot all the way from my my medieval base down to this one. Now let's go out here. Hopefully it's not nighttime, because I'm not at all prepared for it being nighttime. Good, it's a sunny daytime. So this is a plateau, a mesa plateau here. So you can see a bunch of the mesa down in there. We've got some interesting, looks like savanna, and all the clay and things like that. But this is the actual plateau area at the very top of it. And I was going to do a desert build, was what I had originally wanted to do as my second major base. And Cirque started doing that, so I thought that'd be kind of silly for us to both be doing some sort of desert build. So I thought I would do something close and work with a mesa and do something. I'm tempted to do something kind of an old westerny theme, but I think that's been done a lot. I don't really want to do that, so I'm tempted to go towards potentially modern building, which is not something I do very often in this game. I do it in real life, but I don't do it in this game. So I haven't fully decided on the theme yet, but I thought this would be. I really like the look of what this is going to look like, and this nice texture in here. So I think I want to do something that's very rustic. So that doesn't lend itself very much to modern building, but I don't want to do like a cowboy theme. Maybe something that is sort of southwestern, maybe like Phoenix area, like Adobe. Use like red sandstone, red clay like that, because I do have. Can I do that in here very easily? Oh, I can't go into creative and show you, but I do have a different sandstone texture, red sandstone texture, in my pack that's different than vanilla. The only challenge would be then if we had people come over from other parts of the server, it might look a little weird, whereas it would look fine with my texture pack. So I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. But this is going to be my new base area. I'll be building back and forth between here and back at the medieval base. So that's one of my goals for Season 4, is to actually do 2 to 3, maybe 4 really large builds. So we talked about the end hub with picks. This would be my second base, something like the Guardian farm with Cirque, and to do these really large builds, instead of doing like one build at a time in a single base area, is to be able to kind of go back and forth between a couple of different projects and keep things fresh, both for myself to be playing, for recording, and for you guys to watch. That's a goal anyway. So I'm definitely going to be recording a lot more on this season, considering I only had I had 2 episodes last season, Undecidedly Vanilla. So I'm definitely going to have more than 2 this year. It just took me a while to get to the first one. So next episode, I think we're going to start with our initial build in this area. I don't know what that's going to be yet, but we'll figure something out. And there you go. If you are looking forward to more in Season 4 Undecidedly Vanilla, please leave a like or subscribe even if you haven't already, and we'll keep an eye out. So there you go. I appreciate your time, your effort, and thank you all very much. Have yourself a wonderful evening or day or morning or whatever it is you have going on right now. All right. See you guys later. Bye.